Welcome back to another job overview, but this time is Rise to Royalty version 2. We're gonna start off with being a peasant, so that's 0 silver and you can just click it right away. You're gonna spawn in the middle of the map. You're gonna want to go right and continue on the pathway. There's gonna be 2 paths ahead of you, one towards the castle and one towards the farm. You want to take the right turn towards the farm. When you reach the farm, you'll see a lot of wheat because the peasant's job is to collect the wheat and delivering it to George. And George is right beside the wheat farm. For citizens, the jobs that you can get are painter, astronomer, author, cleaner, tailor, miner, newspaper person, blacksmith, fisherman, and baker. That is along with the wages that the monarchy sets. Being a painter, you get around 10 silvers, but you have to buy the paint tools all the time, so that's 8 silvers. So 10 minus 8, that's income of 2 silvers per painting. Being an astronomer, you can only do this at night and you get an income of around 10 silvers per report, but you have to buy the telescope, which costs around 7 silvers, so you get an income of 3 silvers, but you only have to buy the telescope once. Being an author puts you up for around 12.5 silvers, but there's a cost to publish the book, which is 5 silvers, and the cost of the paper would be 2 silvers. So you technically just get around 5.5 silvers per book. Being a cleaner is technically self-explanatory, but you have to buy the broom and you get around 4 silvers per trash. Being a tailor is quite good, so you have to buy the scissors and you can stack this up to 3, so each sewn cloth is around 10 silvers, and if you deliver them, that's another 10 silvers, so that's 20 silvers per cloth. To be a miner, you buy the pickaxe from the stall and turn on your location toggle so you can see where the mines are. So when I went to this mine, it's huge. I haven't actually explored the mine, but from what I got used to, I go to the left hand side and just keep going to the left hand side, keep going forward until I see a gold and 2 diamonds behind it. So I kept mining that. I got to 10. That's the maximum amount you can stack up a diamond and gold or any kind of ore. So I got to 10 diamond and 5 gold, and I sold that outside for 197.5 silvers, which is not a lot for the time you spend down in the caves or the mines. And you also have to buy the pickaxe, so that amount of time is actually allowing you to get more chances to get killed by illness or someone chasing you or whatever. So I don't think it's worth it, but you might find a better way of doing this. For delivering newspapers, you can only do this in the morning and during the day, but during the night you cannot deliver any more newspapers. So that's 6 p.m. onwards, you can't deliver any more newspapers. So this guy gives you around 3 newspapers and you have to go door by door to deliver these. So when you do this for the second time around, you can't do the same doors that you used for the first time, but on the third time that you do this, you can do the doors that you used for the first time. You get around estimate 7 silvers per newspaper delivery. So being a blacksmith, you have to buy a resource crate for 10 silvers, and then you have to unpack it with gunner, and then you have to use the anvil, play a mini game to unpack it, make the weapon, and you get around 66 silvers per weapon. There's a simpler way to do it as well, and I'm gonna show you now. So my way of doing this is buying resource crate and then unpacking it with gunner, and then buying another resource crate, unpacking it with gunner, buying another resource crate and unpacking it with gunner. And then once I got a lot of unpack crates, I use the anvil to make the weapon, and that makes it easier for me because I don't have to move so much. If you want to save your silvers, fishing is for you. So you buy the fishing rod and you go to the docks to fish. Sometimes you're very unlucky and not get any fish. Sometimes you're lucky and you can stack up fish. So once you get the fish, you go to the town and you cook it, and it takes around 30 seconds to actually cook the fish, but it acts like a cake because you can eat it 5 times and it fills up your hunger bar and your thirst bar. So it's quite good. Fishing doesn't actually give you silver, but it saves your silver because you don't have to buy food. You can still be a stall worker, so just press F and then just be in the stall and walk away if you don't want to be a stall worker anymore. So being a baker, this is one of my favorites because the dough is free, and then you just use the table to mix the dough, and then you put it in the oven and you get around 28 silvers per bread, which is quite good actually. The thing I like about this is you can stack it up, so you get the dough, mix it, and then get the dough again and mix it, get the dough again and mix it, just like what we did in the blacksmith. And then once you stacked up the uncooked bread, you put it on the oven, so just put it one after the other, and then just it saves you time. So being a priest or a plague doctor, so I don't actually remember how much you make for healing people, but the plague doctor outfit costs around 80 silvers, and that way you can make medicine. You buy mint and powder at the blacksmith, so that costs 5 each, and then you can mix it outside the throne room, and that gives you around 88 silvers, so 88 minus 10 would be 78 silvers. The newest addition to Rise to Royalty is Herbalist. So Herbalist is quite popular right now. You can actually do what plague doctors do and make medicine with mint and powder, and you get the same amount as what plague doctors get. But you can also collect herbs in this part here. You can make medicine by collecting 3 herbs and poison by collecting 3 herbs. So you get around 74 silvers by making medicine, and you get around 50 silvers by making poison. The good thing about this is if you make medicine, it can cure any disease in the game, and if you make poison, you can poison anyone, but it might make you wanted. You can mix these herbs in the quenchery. I don't know if I'm saying it right, quenchery. It's right in front of the horse stables. You can only give these medicine and poison to other people, and you can't actually administer it to yourself. So being a servant is one of my favorites. It's easy money. So the floor dirt gives you around 40 silvers each, and then the wall dirt gives you around 50 silvers each. So sponge and bucket gives you more, but you need water, so you have to refill it every time, and you can refill it by going to the fountain and refilling the water. But then again, there's a lot of dirt around the kingdom, so it's well worth it. Being a knight, so I'm not exactly quite sure about this one, because first of all, I didn't check if we were being taxed as a knight, and I don't know if my computation is right. So, the best job in Rise to Royalty is the noble job or the reputation job. So, giving gifts gives you around an income of 1,020 silvers, and giving gifts, letters, would give you around 195 silvers, and that's a cumulative of 1,215 silvers per run to the docks. So the easiest way to do this is buying 3 pies, that's 260 each, but you get so much in return. And every time you return, you buy the pie and then go up to make your gifts. A trick that I do here is I take a bite of the pie once or twice to fill my hunger bar, and then I still wrap it up as a gift. That way I don't have to buy a bread or any dessert. I just have to buy the drinks. If you ask me what my favorites are, my first place would be the noble job, my second place would be the servant job, and my third place would be the herbalist job. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Just comment down below if you want to know more or if you have any questions for me.